Hello everybody, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today, and happy Thanksgiving. If you're joining me on November 27th, 2025, it's Thanksgiving Day. And I first wanted to thank all of you again for coming in and watching my videos and helping my YouTube channel grow and my Stampin' Up! Business. So thank you. I'm going to dispense with all the normal stuff. Look below, you'll find everything you need. We're going to get on with the video because I know it's a busy day for everyone. So we're going to be playing with Baubles, Blooms, and Ornamental Christmas, and I'm making me a pastel Christmas card. And it's a top fold card. So that's what we're making today. And I'm going to show you how simple this card really is. I have done a few things ahead of time. I have die cut out of the Stylish Essentials, this little Highland Heather banner, and the Christmas tree from here. This is the die for it. I've already die cut all of our trees to help speed things along. But first we're going to do our heat embossing and get that out of the way because I want to do this in white. The verses all come from the Baubles. We're doing Merry Christmas and Joyous Wishes to you and yours. So, I'm going to grab my Versamark powders. Get rid of some static and oil. I've lined up my Merry Christmas, so they should fit right in there just perfectly. We're going to use white embossing powder. And Versamark. Just like that. Cover this up before I play in the powder. I'm going to grab my tweezers. Just like that. And give it a little tap there, and that looks pretty good. I'm going to set that down for a second and cover up my powder before I start up my heat gun. You don't want anything blowing. Fans, heat gun, nothing. This stuff's so lightweight, it will blow everywhere, and it's a mess. Watch your ears. There we go, the magic starts. Oh, I need a touch more right there. There we go. That's our Merry Christmas. Okay, so I'm going to set that off to the side. And I think the next thing we're going to do before we do our stamping is we're going to go ahead and do some embossing. Not heat embossing, standard embossing. Because I needed some snow for my background. Now, if you happen to have Snowflake 3D embossing folder or something like it, use it. But since it's no longer available, I decided I should use something else. So I'm going to use So Swirly, which does a good background effect for snow. And I have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I have my So Swirly. Now this is a standard embossing folder. So what you need is plate 1. You do not need the little plate 2. You need 2 plate 3s. So 1 and 2 3s. And then I'm going to take my piece in here and just pop it right in the center here. And run it through my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And this is what's going to give us our snow look. Swirling snow. But if you have the others, these work nice too. Don't know why they retired that right before Christmas, but they did. Okay. So let's do some stamping now. We've got our pieces there. So we need the inside piece, which is another 4 by 5 1/4. And then we need our trees. And I already die cut. I actually die cut, I think 4. We only need 3. We need 3 trees. Now you can do them before or after. It doesn't matter. Both way works. But I thought I'd try this way. And the reason I have this one out at the same time is I'm going to sort of stamp since we're doing multiple colors. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to work on the inside of the card. And we're going to start with Highland Heather. And we are going to say wishing joys to you. And I'm just going to put that up in the corner here. Just like that. I'll leave the Highland Heather out for a second. Now that was full strength Highland Heather, okay? Now I'm going to grab, this is Bubble Bath. And I'm going to stamp my first tree. Now I'm going to do a lot of cleaning here. But I'm going to set this so it's just off slightly. Like that. You can go closer in if you want. Now you have to clean in between these. Now I'm going to do another one in Bubble Bath, but on one of the trees. But you need to clean because you're going to have a line there and you don't want that. And I'm just going to line this up. Just like that. And there is my Bubble Bath tree. Okay, now I'm going to clean the Bubble Bath off and close this one. The next we're going to use is Pool Party. We're going to bring this guy back in here this time. And we're going to stamp him about like that. So he's over the side. So that's the inside. And I'm going to clean this again. I want to make sure I have no lines extra in there. And then we're going to line this up in one of our just like that. That's the Pool Party. And then finally, we're going to do the Highland Heather. Now, Highland Heather, full strength is almost too much. So I decided to do a stamped off Highland Heather on this one. Everything else is full strength, but this is going to be stamped off. Just like that. Okay, so that's that part. So let's get this card assembled. You could do full strength, you could use other pastels. It's whatever you choose to do. It is your card. So, what we have here is a piece that is 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. We are going to burnish that one. I think I may have already done that one. And we're going to go ahead and put the inside in our card in. And then we're going to put our So Swirly on the front. And you could use the debossed or the embossed. I'm going to use the embossed. Debossed is just the back side of it. Okay. I forgot to do the envelope. Let's do that right now before I forget. Well, I had purple out last, so we'll use purple. I used Pool Party last time. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, and make us a nice little cluster of purple trees. Knew I forgot something. Okay, so next we need our saying here and our trees, and everybody's going to go up on dimensionals. You notice I'm not putting one clear at the top. It won't go clear to the top because they're too big. So you either have to cut these or use minis. And I'm going to just switch and use minis, because they do fit in the top really easily. Okay, and then you can lay out your trees any way you want. I had the purple in the center, and I think I'm going to continue. Just sort of seeing where everybody's lining up here. Something about like that. And then I'm going to put this in the center. So I'm going to do that first. About like that. And then I'm going to start with the purple one. If you wanted, you could use pool party base and put the pool party in the center. You know, switch it around. Oop, that's too far down. Okay, get out of there. There we go. Like I said, you could stamp these all first and then die cut them. It doesn't. Either way works. I'm thinking about using this for a class, so I wanted to see how the die cut works, and they do. I do want to get my my two trees fairly level there. Okay, now it's time to decorate. So I have grabbed this is the white ribbon. This is just plain white ribbon. It's 1/4 inch. We have this one, then we have one that's in with the Misty Moonlight's 1/4 inch ribbon too. So I've made a little bow. I'm going to use a glue dot. That right in the center here, just like that. And that is a little too long, so we're going to trim this up just a little bit. Just a tad longer. There we go. That looks good. Okay. And then for bling, I went crazy with the bling. There's just no way of telling you. Each tree has 15 iridescent pearls, and there's 3 on the label. So what I did was I started with the large ones, since there's 2 sizes, or 3 sizes. Yeah, 2 sizes. I'm trying to see. It's 2 sizes. So I put the big ones sort of staggered. I put 2 of each of the big ones staggering on the bottom here, and not in the exact same spot on each of them. And you don't have to put all this bling on if you didn't want to. And then 5 on that one. And 1, 2, 3 more on this one. And then this one over here. I just thought 5 on each of them looked really nice. Except it does take a minute to pick them up. And I know we have the putty thing, but I've never had much luck with it. My hands and me and that does, I've got it sitting here, but we just fight, so. And then I'm going to put a large one down in this corner. And then I'm going to put 2 small ones up in this corner. This is what you call a blinged out card. There we go. So that is my card, all blinged out. So if you were counting, there is 5, 5. There's 18. It's not an odd number, but there's an odd number on each piece. So that's how I'm counting it. So thank you for joining me. And again, everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.